for joining us on this broadcast. Please tell us, I know your Sacco has already received good ratings from the GCR, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How is that? How did you receive that?
How we received that, we as Kenya Police Sacco, we normally, this is a good practice, we normally offer ourselves for audit outside organization to audit us so that we can see whether we are doing the right thing, whether we are on the right track, and it makes us correct on whatever we are doing that is not right. So we started participating in this after seeing how we are doing and after having the international auditors auditing us and rectifying our mistakes that we were making here and there. So for us to get that rating, since we started since regulations, the Sacco Regulatory Authority came in place, we as Kenya Police Sacco, the board of directors and the management, we embarked on how do we improve on the ratios that is required by the regulator. After looking at that, at the initial stage, because we were given a window period, after that we said, oh, this is a nice thing for us. It's not about regulation, it is good for us.
So you found it to be working?
Yes, it is working. So we went a notch higher, and we wanted to exceed the expectation of the regulator. So for us, you know, in the Saccos, there is this culture of when you pay high dividends, then you are the best Saccos, that people will start now praising you, you are a good chairman. For us, we sat down and we felt that, yeah, we need to give good returns to investment of our members. But again, we want to make the institution very strong. So we made a decision. And this decision, we can't make alone. We involve the entire membership of the police Sacco. We talk to members, we go around to the stations, the posts, the camps, talking to them, enlightening them the importance of us capitalizing the institution. So we have done a lot of capitalization. When we are giving dividend, we have a limit that we have given ourselves that we can't pay more than 10.5% on a deposit, because anything that is on top will be capitalized. So we are capitalizing almost more than $1 billion every year. And that makes the institution financially stable, and that makes the rating goes up like the way you have seen the report that we have received.
Besides having a lucrative dividends to your members, you know, many Saccos are really grappling with issues of governance. I'd like to know, has the regulator, SASRA, the government, done enough to ensure that issues of governance within Saccos are things of the past?
I can assure you the government has done enough. We have enough regulations, enough policies, enough rules that governs the Saccos. The government has done a lot. It's only that now we are implementing those regulations from the government. And now, if you look at all what the government has done, they have come up with other different policies. We have been talking about this, and the governance is what really the government is on top of things. And we as leaders in the movement, we support it because it's good for us as leaders, and it's also good for the membership. Our members will have confidence in the organization, and also even the international world, people will look at us positively, that we know what we are doing. To make it serious, that we know that the government is also serious on this, and we as leaders, we are aware of that. The ministry, they have signed a memorandum with the ESCC, and we have, because I come from the sector.
So that's one of the regulations that you really back up or are interested in. You can mention others as well.
The regulations about, you know, good governance when you are running cooperative are social and economic.
Yes.
They are running. So for you to make a decision, because you are making a decision which is going to affect the owners and at the same time the customers. So you need to involve them. I'm saying when you are using the delegate system, if there is a decision you want to make, you make sure that you enlighten the delegates, enlighten the entire membership, so that when you are making that decision, it is owned by everybody within the system. You start even with your own board. You bring your board together. You must have a united board and also a board that is working well with the management. That is how you can run an institution very well and smoothly.
Tell me about that ratings. What does it mean to your Sacco in terms of in terms of financial position?
That means a lot to us, because that first, when you get that rating, that is already public confidence that, okay, we can join Police Sacco. We have seen the rating. This is an international company that is doing this, not a Kenyan, it's not an African. So that's confidence. Two, our members also, they feel, yeah, they have an institution. So when we talk of, we are capitalizing to make the institution financially strong, so that they get efficient services, they will now agree with us, because they have seen there are also international recognition. We are rated globally.
Well, and you, as one of the leading, or I could say best performers of SACCOs in the country, what do you think these ratings mean for the entire sector? Can these ratings be used to improve governance?
Of course, these ratings are good. Only that I don't know if, people assess themselves and see whether you are ready to join this league. You want to be rated by these international companies in terms of credit. So it's good for us, because it will make all Saccos to be financially strong. And if we have a financial strong base, all Saccos, then we improve the economy of this country. Because Saccos, cooperative in general, we are playing a key role in the economy of this country.
As far as mobilization of savings is concerned, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, and this prompts me to ask, what is the status of the Sacco subsector in Kenya currently?
Stable. I can tell you, compared to past years, now the Saccos are so stable. And the government has come up, because we have almost around 175 Saccos that are regulated by SASRA, but the government has come and brought in more people taking Saccos. So they are going to bring on board many Saccos. So if you look at even all Saccos, you pass Koto counties, you will see Saccos are performing very well. Rarely you hear about Saccos has been mismanaged. Rarely.
Isn't that contradictory? Because you were saying the status of the Sacco is stable, and at the same time, there are issues of governance.
You see governance, Brian. Governance I think, is a global. So you can improve on governance best practices, but there are little things that you have not done that you are supposed to do. So when I say the Sacco industry is stable in this country, I mean it is stable, and the government is putting more structures in place to make it more stronger. I might say they are going to be made to be more stronger than what they are, but they are good.
Yeah, with the right policies, of course, with the right policies,
yes,
and regulations.
Yes.
And I understand there is the 20th Sacco Congress coming up in Mombasa, right?
Yes.
Do you mind telling us about it?
Thank you so much, Brian. You have just touched what is now making us. We are now running up and down, because in the next 1 week, we will be receiving the international guests who are coming to attend the Sacco Congress that is going to be held in Brighton, in Mombasa. And We have already attracted 600 internationals coming, others from the US, the whole of Africa, Asia, UK, they're already coming. So the meeting, we are anticipating the meeting to have more than 1,000, because if we have already 600 international, 200 plus one coming from Tanzania, that means that Kenya, we are supposed to be there more than 500 participants, because like those Saccos in Coast Province, we know this is an opportunity for Saccos to attend this meeting. We are going to interact with the best in the world, people coming from the US, those who matters in the US in terms of Saccos or credit union. For those who are in Mombasa, the organizers of this Sacco Congress, they want everybody to be involved. For those who are in the coast, they can pay 50,000. Imagine 50,000 to go and participate. So we are expecting to get more numbers in the coast, because the rates will be down. And also the other leaders in Nairobi, Mount Kenya region, Western region, Nyanza region, Northeastern, Eastern, without forgetting Eastern Nairobi, we are converging, all of us, in the Sacco. And I'm appealing this to those who have not registered, that we are still open, we are still registering. They should send their participants, so that in terms of logistics, we know we need to arrange for accommodation, how people are going to be taken care of, the conference itself. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that detailed info about the 20th Sacco Congress.
And we'll still be coming and talking about it, because we have started now going even in the local vernacular studios, just to sensitize.
You say it's coming up on the 13th and...
On 13th. In fact, we'll have on 13th the women leadership. Those ladies who are leaders in the movement, they are going to converge on 12th, so that they have their meeting on 13th. So
it starts with the women first.
It starts with the women. You know, we need to make sure that the women are brought on the table as men. So we have given them, and that one is for free. The leadership, that day is free for them. The women, they have been given free.
Yeah,
so the meeting starts now. Pre-workshop starts on 14th and 15th. On 16th, the conference itself starts, 16 up to 18. Then people depart on 19.
Wow, that's fantastic. So what's the main objective of the Congress? Yes. What exactly are you trying to achieve out of it?
This conference normally happens annually. Last year it was in Accra, Ghana. In 2015 was in Kenya. We are lucky that it has rotated and it has come to
Kenya.
Yes, and we thank the organizers for this, because it's good for this country, it's good for everybody. It's good for our Saccos that cannot be able to travel to international because of the flights costs. But now this meeting is here. The main we know we converge all financial institutions together to exchange ideas, learn more from the best. I've told you, people coming, their personalities coming from the US. So we'll interact with them and have that opportunity to benchmark on what they are doing, so that when they leave, at least we have picked 1, 2, 3 things that we can also implement in our Saccos.
So what do you think is the gap that you will need to learn from other players from across the globe, from the conference, from the Congress?
If you can see how the credit unions in the US, and we are having like 30 coming. In the US, members don't depend on high dividend. They will rather have lower dividend, but interest rates has to go down. But for us, we are doing the vice versa. We want dividend, high dividend, look at the loans. The institution is not liquid. We are going to borrow money, because if we can capitalize on dividend, say for example, 3 years you capitalize an institution, I'm telling you it will be very strong financially. You will be able to reduce some levies that you are charging your members, and also efficiency of your performance, and also improve also the working environment of your staff. You know, the image of the organization, you can improve a lot. Because we have gone to the US, you will see they pay dividend of 2%, and members are
2%.
happy. Members are happy about this. You go to UK, they say we don't even pay. People are just saving, and they don't want, they are not given dividend. You get 3%, they are happy. So when they hear that we are paying 12%, for example, Kenya Police is paying 10.5, they say, you guys, you are crazy. Where do you get this money? We lie to ourselves, because we pay dividend, we go to borrow, external borrowing for operations. So we are lying to ourselves.
Okay, so we would rather have lower interest rates than higher dividends.
Yes, because...
But your Sacco is having higher dividends, and what about the rates?
Yeah, they're coming down.
They're coming down?
They're coming down.
Okay, so that's a
yes,
promise.
working on it, because you need to make sure you build the structures. You make sure that the ratios, you make sure you balance the ratios. Share capital, you bring it up, co-capital, everything. Then the society becomes liquid. Then you can talk of reducing this, and without compromising the service. Yes.
Well, because I have a privilege to be with you today,
yes,
there is a question that someone asked me, and I promised him that if I find the right person or one of the right persons, I'll pose the question to them.
Yes.
Now, there is this issue of guarantors.
Yes.
You see, when I want to access a loan, and I approach my Sacco,
yes,
and they tell me, look for guarantors. That's obvious, right?
Yes.
And then they disqualify guarantors based on lack of enough shares,
yes,
or maybe they have over-guaranteed.
Yes.
And now they are promising me that we will give you 3 times your savings.
Yes.
And maybe I need some amount, and these guarantors,
yes,
they are unable to guarantee me. So this policy, what can be done? What can be done to address this?
Okay, I wanted to explain first when you say the guarantors have inadequate share deposit to guarantee you. You know this model, this cooperative model, it came about people coming together, putting their little resources together and borrow one another. So the reason why somebody should guarantee you with the adequate deposit is that you are securing even your own money. Yes, because in case of default, then you know there is a fallback. Your money is secure. But in the long run, the way Saccos are growing very fast, it will reach a time where also, I think some Saccos have started this, and we are also on it, because people have now gone to microfinance, and where they can also accept collateral. But the guarantorship was that's why it was a closed common bond. If it is a Sacco, it is a Sacco belonging to Kenya Broadcasting Corporation staff. They know one another, so they help one another, they guarantee one another. In the case of default, they know why Brian has defaulted. So that is why, and securing the money that you have already deposited there. Because if we don't do that, then you will give people a loan without qualifying. Then you find yourself, you have negative.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Thank you for expounding on that concern. Now, thank you so much for speaking to us, and for sure I can see you have your finger on the pulse of the Sacco subsector in Kenya. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with us.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to meeting you again on the same platform.
Thank you. Thank you.